So good. Yeah.
I love it. All right, empowered leaders, I'm so excited for you to be on this call with Jessica Regner. And this is our final call in our Essentials series. The essentials that we've been doing, we have gone over social media and branding, the 2-week turnaround, connecting, presenting 3-way calls, follow up, and now enrolling and starting people with success. Jessica is going to blow your minds, as she always does, because she's so authentic and amazing. And if you guys, for those of you who don't know Jessica yet, which is probably not very many of you, but Jessica has an amazing story that she shared on stage at New Year's Kickoff this last year. And she is a wife, a mom of 5. 2 of those are foster kiddos. And she is just so much heart. Every time I talk to her, she is like so present, so about the heart and the service. And you're going to feel that for sure. And so currently she's 8-star Golden Circle, 6-star Crystal Executive, and she hails from outside of Philadelphia, over on the East Coast. So Jessica, thank you. Thank you for being on this call with us. I'm so excited to get your wisdom.
Oh my gosh, Rachel, you're awesome. This call series has impressed me so much because you made it so doable for people.
I appreciate that. It's been a blast. It's fun to make the essentials fun, because you always hear you got to master the mundane and you do the same things over and over again. But it's cool to get different perspectives and really kind of see how different people are doing it. So yeah, it's been a blast.
You can fall in love with the basics, and it will carry you through to a massive business.
Well, and you are proof of that. And Jessica just told me that in her husband's business center, they're already where?
We're almost a 6-star in his business.
Oh my, you guys, that is such a massive clue. So 8-star in her own business, but I mean, think about that. Like, how many people are being reached and blessed? And she's going to be sharing with you about enrolling and starting people with success. Okay, so grab your pens and paper, because this is going to be amazing. Okay, so to kick us off, Jessica, think about when you first started. So first, how long have you been building the business?
For 3.5 years.
3.5 years. And how long have you been a product user?
For 3 years and 5 months. I probably, Danny Elo reached out to me about a month into using it.
Okay, awesome. So in just under 3.5 years, you have built this amazing business. Now, when you first started, I'm sure you weren't doing things the same as you are today.
Right.
And so if you could go back, think about Jessica in the beginning of building your business, and how would you coach or guide yourself in helping people start with success?
Mm-hmm. So there's 2 things to that. There's things that I look back on now and say, I need to get back to that. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you don't have to feel about things until you really start looking at them closer, and then you let that sneak up on you. So let's talk about both ways.
Yeah.
If I look back, and the things that I was doing that I would change is I would 100% be talking to everyone up front about the opportunity. Mm-hmm. Since I enrolled them, I'd be talking to every single person. I do that now, and I would have done that then, because I bet there are some people that are inactive in my downline that would have been amazing builders if I would have talked to them, if they would have known. The second thing that I'll say is on the opposite side. In the beginning, we had a culture of executives. We were those 6 executives that I have personally enrolled. They were very early on front loaded in my business, because that's a culture that you create. And here's the frank reality. And I talked about this at a Super Saturday this past weekend, is I can be honest with myself and with you that for 2 years, we had a business that was really on vertical growth. And it was so fun. And then, we became foster parents. We really focused in on that. We let our priorities shift, and we got really comfortable in our business. And I will tell you, I was working, I was busy, but I wasn't necessarily productive. And there's 2 things that I got away from, and I'm going to answer your question, and I flipped it around a little bit.
No, I love it. Yeah, keep going.
That I'm now saying those were powerful, and we're going back there. And the first thing, like I just said, we're going back to a culture of executive. You will see so many executives busting through on my team now, because I'm focusing everyone in on it. And what happens when you focus people in on it, they focus other people in on it. And you create this electrifying culture where everyone is popping executive. They've got a Crystal Executive roadmap printed out and put in 5 places in their house. It's penciled in. It's marked up. There's whiteboards. That's fun. The
Yeah.
second thing that I got away from doing is we used to, in my basement, every single Monday night, have an open house. Every Monday night in my basement. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't sexy. We were doing it so, and people say, well, how do I do it? Okay, well, I'm going to just quickly tell you guys in 2 seconds how we did it. We would invite people in. We'd set up chairs. They were theater style. There was a table with some product on it. Approximately 3 people would share their testimonial. We would tell people the 2 reasons isogenic works. It floods your body with nutrition that it can use because we're deficient and we're overwhelmed by toxicity. And then we would say, if you're ready to just get started, get started. Let's do this. And we would tell them, here's how to get your here's how you don't have to pay for your products. Here's how you get them for free. Mm-hmm. And that is what we did every single Monday. And we walked away from that because, you know, I'll tell you, and I'll use this as one of the reasons. A neighbor had made a comment to me that we needed a traffic light in the neighborhood on Mondays, you know, because so many cars. And I think it was a veiled hint that they didn't like it that much. And so I just let that get in my head, and I stopped doing them. And I will tell you what, there is something to be said for community and culture in your business that nothing can replace. Yeah. We started getting back to them last week. We did one Wednesday night. We did an open house, and it was awesome. No guests, but it was all people that were like, I want to do this. I want to share this. Electrifying. Then Friday I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to invite everybody over to come, nothing business related. Come and hang out at our pool. Bring your kids. I have a lifeguard. Bring your kids. I will tell you that I spent money on, here's my investment. I spent money on food. I personally had a good time. My kids had a good time. But a girl wrote me and she said, Jessica, it was so good to be with the team that I went home and I sent 20 messages to people because I was so fired up. And 3 of them said yes. Without community and culture, we're flat and it's easy for people to get distracted, fall away, get in their own heads. So those are the 2 things that I would say, man, I'm going to give you one more because I think it's so important, is that there are some times when there's somebody really great breathing belief into you. And I personally had that. I had somebody that said, this is how we do things. This is it. And I felt this certainty that we do things that way. And so I'll tell you that there are people that I enrolled early on who say to me now, I thought having 2 accountability partners was a requirement. Your position and assertiveness on it was just so strong. Your conviction was so strong that I got to tell you, executive wasn't hard for me because everybody that came on was like, here's my 2 accountability partners. Here they are. Why? Not because I did anything magical, but because I had this certainty that they'd have success. And then here's what happens, guys, is you let this talk get inside your head. Listen to this voice who says, oh, people want to try it first. They don't know anybody. This is going to be uncomfortable. Here's the thing. I pivoted back to that voice that says, I have certainty. We're setting them up for success. And now I don't know how many times we've gone executive, how many consultants we have, but I will tell you, most people I bring on, and it's a lot, still, I love to enroll. Most people have their 2 within 30 days, if not sooner.
Wow, I love that. Thank you for that bonus tip too. Sorry, I'm like writing stuff down, even though I know it's recorded, I'm like in it. Okay, so you talk about talking to people upfront about the opportunity, like making sure that you would have done that from day 1, even if you don't understand the opportunity, right?
Please. There is no opportunity that I wanted to be clear about that.
Yeah.
We all up in our heads. I have a girl that is sitting on a business that's maxed out, right? We've been building and building and building. She came over last night and she said, I just can't explain this like you. I said, well, great. Here's all you need to explain. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like this program is better when you do it with friends? Yes, I do. Set your people up for success. Yeah. That's what I want people to talk about from the minute you enroll them. I love what Zach and Eden said. And I said to my team the other week, I said, I don't know if I'm the kind of person that naturally can just say the word curiously, but because Eden told me, I've been practicing, and I think now I'm a kind of person that can say curiously with ease. So what Eden says, if you didn't watch the Rock and Roll to Executive call that they did, I've listened to it so many times, and I've told my team, just memorize. When I'm enrolling someone, I'm saying to them, as I'm enrolling them, you want chocolate, you want vanilla, it's sweet. All right, curiously, Who are two people who would definitely do this with you and hold you accountable?
Mm.
You are 60, and I'd say, Rachel, and this, I just have modified their talk track just a little bit. I like that they say, curiously, who are two people who would definitely do this with you and hold you accountable? Because here's what I found, Rachel. You'll get 67% better results when you have two people that are in this with you. You'll have so much more fun. And here's what I want you to hear, Rachel, is that it's money back guarantee. So you don't have to try it first. Everyone can try it together, but your results and their results will be so much better because you did it. At day 30, if anyone doesn't like it, get your money back.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I've watched so many people succeed in this program, and the single biggest determinant for success is accountability. And if I need to, I go to a story because people can imagine this. I would say to you, Rachel, if I'm going to the gym at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning and I tell you, alarm is set, Rachel, sneakers are out, will I show up? You know what? It's still a crapshoot. But if you say, Jessica, I will meet you there. 5 a.m., I'll be at the door, I'll meet you there. Not only will I show up, we will kick butt because we made a commitment to show up for each other. That's the way this program is. And what I want you to hear as a sponsor, what I want your team to know, guys, you're doing them a favor. They're going to do better. You've seen it. But guess what? You're doing your business a favor because those people are way easier to coach. They're going to aren't working with people that are more compliant. Isn't that fun? They're getting results. They're not asking you if they can chew gum, have 7 Isoflush, take Ionics 50 times a day, put in just 1 scoop of a shake, skip a shake. They're not asking you those questions because they have someone that they're talking to.
I love that. Well, and setting them up for success, but really like what this is about the business is that we need to be creating consultants and managers. Like that's the foundation of, and we hear that all the time, but what amazing language, because even though that is our goal, we still want it to be a service to them. And that's everything you said with how it is a service to them. That's beautiful.
What's in it for them? Exactly.
Absolutely.
Because people don't want to do it when they feel like it's you building your business because you're trying to get to executive. Nobody wants to do that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Something because they feel like you're just trying to get them to do something that has no advantage. But this truly is benefiting them. I want your success. You're making this investment in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I want your success. And when you say it with that conviction, I just say to people, who are the people who are going to do it with you? And guess what? They're like, I got to find 2 people.
Yeah.
And then give them suggestions with your husband and your sister, your 2 best friends, your coworkers, your neighbors, people that do it together. Crush this, Rachel. You told me that you were serious. This is a whole other language about enrolling, but you told me you were serious about the goals that we talked about, losing 15 pounds, slipping into skinny jeans that haven't fit you since 2010. You said you were serious. If you're serious, I want you to commit to finding these 2 people that'll show up with you.
I love that. So does that go back to, because you talked about in the beginning, you were creating a culture of executives. And so by having people start with success and grab 2 people when they first get started, is that how you kind of start that ball rolling with people?
So what I want you to do then, and this is Eden and Zach are so good at this, but they then pivot. So you can't just focus in on that because then people are like, well, I just called you to lose a few pounds and now I'm having this totally different conversation. So that's just, I'm dropping it in there. I'm setting you up for success. And then I'm saying, okay, do you want to pay with Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover? Which one? So I'm pivoting, right? I'm back to, all right, sweet. You're going to get it. This is what I need you to do while it comes. And then, so that's what you do. Does that make sense? You're pivoting away from it. So it's not just harping on it. So we're pivoting away. And then I want you to, at the end, people want to be told what to do. I'm making a $600 investment. You better give me some marching orders. What should I do while it comes? So I say to people, there's 3 things I want you to do while we wait for this box. Number 1, I want you to increase your water intake to half your body weight in ounces. If you drink any kind of caffeinated beverage, I'd love you to eliminate it if possible. Wean down or eliminate. And number 3, I'd like you to grab those people that are going to hold you accountable and let's get them set up with you.
I love that. So you're always keeping them comfortable. Like you're talking to them like about their goals, you're making it about them, and then you shift because to help them set them up for success, because people don't know what they really want out of this.
Yeah.
It's like when I try to explain to people why it's network marketing, I'm like, well, think about if you were just to walk into the store with all those options, you walk into like a super supplements or something, and you see all those options, you're not going to actually know which one's going to give you the best results. You're not going to actually know like which combination of things is going to actually help you unless you are somebody who creates those products for yourself, but then you don't even need to be in the store. You know, like we need to have those firsthand experiences, those stories, the people, like helping you figure out the one-on-one personal shopper. And people really get that. So I love that that's what you're doing for them. You're like helping them like, okay, I'm answering your questions. I'm making a shift because you say you want this, but if you want that, you really want this. And but then you're not focusing on that because again, that's not why people came to you.
And honestly, this can be, people that haven't done this can be kind of scary. So what I'd like people to do is take an index card and put on some key phrases. Get really comfortable with saying them.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I like to say is, Rachel, do you trust me to set you up for success? Do you feel, on a 1 to 10 scale, do you feel like a 10, trust me to set you up for success? You know, there's my resume. I've watched a lot of people succeed. I've had personal success. I know what I'm doing here. Trust me. That's whether you say that or not, you want to put that feeling out to people. Trust me to set you up for success. Do you trust me, Rachel, to set you up for success?
Yeah, I love that.
But I want you to, when you do that, then people say, wow, she's going to lead me down the right road.
Yeah, you're setting that tone early. That's awesome. Okay, you're giving me so many nuggets here that I'm like straying from questions, but I love this. Okay, I'm going to come back to that one. So what would you tell someone who is nervous about asking for the sale? So you're in that conversation, you know that they're interested, you know, they're saying yes to everything, but they have not said, okay, yes, here's my card number. What do I do next? They're waiting for you because you're leading the conversation. What would you say to someone who's nervous about taking that next step of somebody who's like seemingly interested?
So there's two things that I will tell you. One is a state and the other one is verbiage. So let's talk about the state first. So when you really get clear on the fact that you have a gift that you're offering someone, right? I think I might have shared this with your team before. If anybody's ever worked in a restaurant, and if you know you work in a restaurant that has amazing dessert, people come and they eat a great meal. And you know, I personally worked in a restaurant that had amazing apple pie. It was baked by a woman. It was a Pennsylvania Dutch woman who was extraordinarily old. And I knew she might not be around to make this apple pie forever. And you come and you eat a great meal, and I'd come to your table and I'd say, would you like dessert? We have the most amazing apple pie. And the people would say, I'm too full. We can't do dessert tonight. My feelings aren't hurt. I know what I'm offering. I know it's awesome. The next table, would you like dessert? I have the best apple pie. No, that's okay. I'm going to keep asking people. You know you have a gift. So the state that I want you to get in is the state that says you're offering someone the keys to the best life they've ever lived. Potentially. It may not be for everyone, but you're offering a gift. You could change their life. When I look at people now, I see them not as they are, but as they could become. I see them as a six-figure earner that has freed their family from the financial stress that I can see in their eyes. I see them in a body that they get up out of bed and they say, thank God I'm alive. That kind of body. I see that in them. But if it's not for them, it's not the right timing, they've got another plan, you can't hurt my feelings. Yeah. It's okay. That's a state, by the way. More people will say yes to you when that energy exudes from you.
Sure.
The gift. So being nervous, we need to change that into excitement, channel that into, because that's the flip side of nervous, right? It's just excitement, right? You just flip that coin and here we are, we're excited. I'm excited at the opportunity to change their life with a gift that only I can offer them. They can't get it at super supplements. They can't get what I will pour into them from anybody else. And they can't get what you have, a unique gift, because Isogenics is the tool, that's the vehicle to take them there. But you are what they're buying. They're buying you, your support, your enthusiasm, your encouragement, your belief in them. So that's the state and the energy that I want you to get in. When we're nervous, guess what? Nervous points back to us. I'm nervous. That means that I'm making it about me. When really, you're looking at someone who could have had tears in their eyes because they were locked out of their closet. No clothes fit them. There's a button mark when they took off their jeans last night in their belly, and they're just sick of it. Their kids are feeling like, Mom, you're always so tired. You never want to play with me. That's who you might be talking to.
Yeah.
So I want you to first realize we got to take ourselves out of the equation, because what if someone never talked to you about Isogenics? What if they would have said, I'm too nervous to bring it up to you? Then what? What if Kathy and Jim Coover would have been too nervous to come out of retirement? John Anderson would have been too nervous to call them. How would your life be different? So we got to take that off the table, and we've got to say, I'm not nervous. I'm excited. I'm excited to change people's lives. Whether it's for them or not, it's cool. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change my excitement.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The second thing is the verbiage. So when you're nervous or you feel like, oh, I don't know when to ask for this, it's good to have things in our back pocket that we can just say, that we can, essentially passively get them to an answer. So there's 3 things I'm going to tell you. One is, were you being serious? So you've already established their goals. Were you being serious when you told me you wanted to blank? Okay, so I've already established that you want to slip into jeans, you want to play with your kids, and you want to be able to go out with your husband for dinner and not be yawning, all through the night. I've already established that. Were you being serious, Rachel, when you told me you had that pair of jeans you were committed to slipping into? Were you being serious?
Yes, I was.
Okay, you're being serious on a scale of 1 to 10. If you're a 10, let's go. Let's change your life. Let's go ahead and get you started. That's the first thing. Because when you get people at that point, then it's, were you being serious? Yes, I am. Let's get you started. Credit card, let's go. Second thing is, you can say, all right, Rachel, it sounds like you're ready to get started. Based on what you're describing, we take Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover. Which do you want to use? The third thing you could say is, Rachel, you're ready. I can tell right now, in 30 days, I'm going to be talking to a totally different person. You're going to look different. You're going to feel different. You're going to sound different. Do you want it sent to your house or your office? Those are 3 things, guys. We can just get to the point.
Yeah, and you're just giving them 2 options, because a lot of times people don't say yes because they're either confused, and they're usually confused because there's just too many options. They don't know what to do. And so I love that you gave them, like, you can go down this path, A or B, this path, A or B, this path, A or B. No matter what, you're just giving them 2 things to choose from. Both are going to result in them changing their life.
People want you to make this so easy for them. I want you to help me say yes. I want you to help me say yes. I will drag it out in any decision, but I want someone to help me say yes. If I'm in a restaurant and somebody says to me, if you are hungry today and you want something that has zest to it and something with some citrus undertones, the salmon salad is amazing. I want you to tell me. I want a personal shopper to tell me, let's do this. Order the salmon salad.
Yeah.
So the other thing I will tell you is one way that you can get them to imagine. So imagine that you're ready to do this, Rachel. Are you lactose intolerant? Are you sensitive to whey or dairy? Okay, the shakes would be chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry then, since you're not. Which ones do you think would make sense for you? You get to pick 4. You could literally have their whole order, and they'll be getting out their credit card without you really making this you're making them having to say hard, like, let's do this. Okay, imagine if you were going to do this. It's chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. What would you pick?
So when you're doing this, because like this posture, this is like the state that you're in, the verbiage that you're using. Did you have this from day one?
The only reason that I will tell you I had great conviction is because I believed in the products, and because when Janny would talk to me, she has that assertion.
Yes.
So if you're watching this and your sponsor doesn't, the person who enrolled me, the person who enrolled them, the person who enrolled them, not one of them does this. Not one of them is involved in sharing isogenics. But Janny really breathed that into me. And I didn't know there was any difference. I will tell you, I remember her running an enrollment contest. It was $100 and her saying top enroller. I had no idea. Mm-hmm. I remember, I think I had enrolled 10 people in a week because I didn't know the benchmark. You don't know any differently. I remember in December, Lauren Sims and I enrolled like 36 and 40 people in December. I remember Travis Garza saying to us, guys, what in the world? I didn't know any differently. And if you think you know differently, you can retrain your mind and say, I don't know any differently, then I can enroll 20 people a month. I can enroll 20 people a month. It's been done. And because it's been done, it's now possible.
Yeah.
If it's possible for one person, it's possible. Why not you?
Absolutely.
So what I'll just say is, did I always have this? So I had confidence that people would love it. I used to say from the beginning, I would look at people and go, what's your risk? You're either going to get your sexy back or your money back. Why wouldn't you try this? And Rachel, I could do this whole call on telling your team like things to say.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to bring you back then, because I feel like that is people's biggest hang up is verbiage. Okay. They want to know the right thing to say so that somebody will respond the way that they want to every single time. And I'm like, guys, literally, you just have to get into action. I love like having the note cards with a few go-to phrases that just pour out of your mouth that you've prayed over, that are serving others, but are still authentic and who you are.
Yeah.
But you're not going to know what that actually sounds like until you say it to somebody.
You've got to start saying it.
Yeah.
Dog, practice on your kids. And honestly, these phrases are just good things to say. Can you imagine? You've gotten to somebody's goals. One great phrase to say with anybody. My kids, I say this all the time. Can you imagine what it's going to feel like when you get 100% on this test? Because you're committed. You're putting in the work. Can you imagine what that's going to feel like? The other thing you might say to someone when you're getting them to yes, and you say your question was, people feel trepidation about asking for the close. You might also say, if you don't do this, what will you do?
Yeah.
You told me you wanted to do these things, so I want to help you accomplish them. And I will tell you honestly, this may not be for you. I don't know. I'm not small-minded enough to believe isogenics is the only way. And when that is an energy, when I tell people that, I think that gives themselves permission to say, maybe it's not for me, but maybe it is.
Yeah. Husband's going to work, so.
Okay.
No
Bye.
worries.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye.
Don't forget your lunch.
It's a shake. He's bringing a shake to work.
Hey, good job.
He's got his ice blue shirt on.
I like that. He's got his backpack on.
Oh yeah, he rocks that everywhere. He brings contacts home like every day. So
that is a good poster man. That's awesome.
He's like, I just want to retire, babe. I was like, do your part. Do your part. Go out, do your part. Okay. I love like the if not this, then what? You know, and like even earlier you said we're offering a life you can't get at Super Supplements. It's like all of these things, you guys, it's going back to belief every single time. And if you haven't been to a UIA, you need to get into the one in Chicago like now, because that's all David Wood talks about is belief, belief, belief. And man, you walk out of that event like on fire. Okay, I love that. And you're kind of tapping into the next question a little bit. Well, I think I'm going to go out of order. Again, Jessica, you're like, I have like 6 Post-it notes. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the recording. I'm always like, I'm going to be present, and then I'm going to go back and listen to and take notes later. But you're like saying stuff. I'm like, no, I have appointments today before the call. Like, I need to do this. Okay. So I'm loving this verbiage, this posture that you're teaching us about. And even though you've had this confidence this whole time, having somebody breathe that conviction into you, again, it's like going back to having the accountability buddy at the gym. You had an accountability in your business. And so it sounds like even these people, when you're rallying around, it's like, who are you going to build this with? Like you're there for your people. And I'm sure they have friends that are like, okay, yeah, I want to do this with you. And so no matter what, you're creating this culture. And I love that everything that you've given us, literally all the verbiage is about how you're serving other people and how you're creating a culture. And even you may not even realize that that's what you're preaching here, but like every single thing. I love that. Okay, so I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about, like, you've mentioned it a few times, but at what point do you talk to them about sharing Isogenics with their friends or introduce the you share, they share video? Now, talk about that as far as like how you do that in the enrollment process, but then also think about people who have been sharing and enrolling and not doing that. At what point do you go back, and how do you go back and reshare that if you didn't in the beginning? Does that make sense?
Good question.
Okay.
So when I'm enrolling, I'm always saying to people, who are your accountability partners? That's a done deal. And I say, here's the deal. And this is a secondary benefit, but you're going to basically get $150 to $370 in cash back to you for sharing with people. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? You're going to, yeah. And then there is a way to say to people, you don't need to pay full price for your products. And almost none of us pay full price for our products. Don't pay for your products. Why would you do that? The first one, let the company pay for half of it, and then don't pay for them again. So that's one thing. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, if they express any kind of interest, I say, listen, you're going to absolutely love not only these products, but there is a virtual franchise opportunity, and this cutting edge science nutrition makes it so easy to share. And so I will tell you, when you're interested in sharing, what we're going to do is we're going to laser you in on the goal of this program. It's to help 10 of your friends get started. And we're looking for 10 friends who know 2 people who eat. That's all we're looking for. That's the highest rank in the company, Rachel. And we'll help you go there. And when people do that, they make $5,000 in 5 weeks. We'll show you how to do that. What does $5,000 in 5 weeks look like? It means you'll help 2 friends who say, I'm in. I will try the 30-day system with you. And they will bring on 2 accountability partners to lock arms and join the team and get the optimal success. Mm-hmm. And in a week, all you're doing is looking for 2 people like that. If you find more, great. That adds to what the company will pay you. But that's what we're trying to do every week for 5 weeks. And at the end of 5 weeks, you'll have earned $5,000. You'll be at the highest rank in this company, and you will have a clear path to be able to, if you choose to, if you work for it, create a 6-figure income in 6 to 18 months. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, you're passing that vision. That's great.
That's what I would say to you, as I always talk about $5,000 in 5 weeks, because people can relate to that. It's 2 people. My twins can explain it. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're somebody who's gotten people started and you have these people, there's 2 things that I will tell you. Number one, it's always the right time to talk about this. You're loving the product, Rachel. I owe you an apology because I did not tell you that because you love it so much, there's an opportunity to share it with people. Who are the people that are noticing? Are people noticing your unbelievable success? Then let's help some other people get started with this. And I'm going to send you a video that tells you how we can help you get an amazing rebate just for telling people about it. I know people are asking you. And I sometimes will say to people that I remember when my mentor said to me, if you know something is this good and you know there are people looking for a solution, you're either sharing or you're stingy. Yeah. There's always ways about it, sharing or stingy. Are you stingy? No. Why would you withhold good from people who are looking for it? So that's what I will tell you. The other thing is, you look in their back office and you let them know how many people are in their downline. You've never enrolled anyone, Rachel, and I see there's 13 people in your downline. And by the way, you've stayed active and you've accumulated volume. And by the way, that means that your business right now is worth $162 a week. Would you be open to that, $160 a week? That's what it's worth right now. I can show you how we can pick that up off the table, but it's there with your name on it right now.
Jessica, I love that verbiage and like how you present that to them, because again, it's about them and it's tangible steps, which is great. And the first thing you said is it's always the right time to share, because I think I get that question a lot. Is like, okay, when do I bring it up? It's like, well, when don't you bring it up? But you put the words to something that I think I've been even trying to really find for a while. And it was when you gave them the 2 options. Like, I've used the word selfish before, but I like that instead of just saying, instead of just going to the selfish, like, hey, we don't want to be selfish with this. It's like, you're again giving them two options. When you know something is this good, when you feel this good, and you remind them of what they felt like before they started 2 weeks ago or a month ago or 6 months ago, it's like, remember when you couldn't fit into those jeans? Remember when you couldn't this or that? You're either sharing or you're stingy, and like whatever words work for people. But again, you're always just giving them options, because what are they going to choose? That's great. No, I really like that verbiage a lot. Okay. So okay, so these ones you haven't touched on yet. So in the first month, how often are you initiating contact with people, and what does that really look like? So someone got started, they're like, yes, I'm in, Jessica. They grab their two people, all the things that you've already led them up to do. How often are you initiating contact with them, and what does it look like when you do?
So here's an ideal scenario. I just started using the email drips, the coaching drips from
Mm-hmm.
to go. That's an ideal scenario. You'll set them up in that. You will reach out to them and say, once you start them, I'm so excited you're getting started. So you're kind of reselling them, because sometimes people get buyer's remorse. They get it. And they tell their husband or their friend, and people put down their decision. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling them how excited I am. I cannot wait. And I bring them back to their goals. When they get their box, and I want to talk to them, but I sent them the video, how to do a shake day, because you don't have time when you're running a big business to go walk people through their box. But what I do want to do is I say, when you're in front, I'm going to send you this video. Here's 3 things that I might change about it. I tell you 100-calorie snacks in between meals. Green vegetables are free. And I want to make sure that you really are consuming enough water. So those are 3 things that when I send the video, I will tell people. The other thing that I want people to do, though, is call me when you get your box and you're in front of a computer. I want to show you how to manage and edit your auto ship. And I tell them, when you love this, one of the options right here is called a custom 30-day. You could throw this in your auto ship, because that will allow you to love it, but let's not go there yet. But I want them to know how to do it. I want them to know this back office. I want them to see. I say, hey, listen, do you notice here how there's a enroll new customer button? Yeah, you're going to need that. So I want you to know where it is. Mm-hmm. Okay. You can set people up for their own wholesale pricing.
I love that. So you're giving them the power, the tools up front, and just like exposing them to what they have access to, so that it's already in their head. And that way, when somebody's asking them, they're like, oh my God, I already know how to do that.
So the other thing you can do is you can tag them and post in your page. Mm-hmm. So on a regular basis. So we do a product encouragement call on Wednesday nights. Mm-hmm. Always try to get them on that call. It's just like tips and tricks and encouraging people. And then the funny thing is, if you have Snapchat and you do a funny filter with your voice, and you can just send them encouraging things, and you can just have one that's like, cleanse days are 90% mental. You got this. And it's you with like a morphed face and a funny voice. And you could literally say that and just shoot that out to people when they're about to cleanse.
Oh my gosh, I need to get Snapchat. Oh, I love that. Yes, because I have a couple gals cleansing today too. And it's like, I'm going to send them some voice texts after this of, like, hey, don't forget this and this, and you're going to be awesome. And remember your gold jeans or whatever. But yeah, just make it fun for people, so people know you're still a human. That's awesome. Okay. So, so in that first month, you're kind of initiating that contact really in the beginning. Would you say more so in that first month than the second month? Or like, does it kind of depend on the person, or when do you kind of like taper off as far as how often you're reaching out to people?
I mean, when they start having great success, I know that they need me less and less.
Right?
Yeah. People don't need me. But I'm working with a bunch of people that's like, I'm talking to them on a pretty regular basis. Mm-hmm. And I also am doing an introduction to connect them with somebody else in the team. So I'll do a voice memo through Facebook Messenger, and I'll say, oh my gosh, Mary, I need you to meet my great friend Rachel. She had such similar goals to you, and she's nailed them. I wanted to connect you to, because I wanted you to know a couple things. One is, you're going to rock it. Other people have already done it, so therefore you will do it. Number 2, there are so many people on this team that are going to celebrate your success and are rooting for you. Mm-hmm. So I wanted you to know that. People with awesome ideas. I mean, I have a few ideas, but there's people with way more genius than me. I want to introduce you to them.
That's awesome. Always lifting others up and creating that culture, that team atmosphere.
That's one of the single biggest things you can do to increase your customer retention,
Mm-hmm.
your success rate, your follow through rate, and also have people sharing.
Yeah.
They want to be part of something.
Okay, so I feel like you're kind of touching on this already, which is awesome. And if you, I don't know what it is, but you sound a little quiet. So I don't know if, yeah, just come right in there with us. So what has been that key factor for you in retention on your team? And it sounds like you're starting to kind of go there with some of those things, but if you can just give some of those key factors, like maybe game changers, things that you didn't do in the beginning that you're doing now, or whatever those are, those little tidbits.
So one of the things that we've done is we've featured products in our product page that people haven't tried in the 30-day system. And I think that you get people that are just great fans of Isogenic. We trust Isogenic. We trust the products are awesome. Sometimes people just need to know how to use them or why they're so great. So that's one thing. I like getting people paid. So when people get paid and the products are free, why wouldn't you use them? I often will say to people, they work even better when they're free. So I think getting people paid increases your retention. Getting people great success, having them trying bedtime belly buster, other things to help them get success. And then it's, what's your next goal? Okay, now that you've done this, what's your next goal?
So you're always vision casting with them, and asking what the next goal is.
Culture is the last thing. I told you that I can be honest that I got away from this, but
Yeah.
when my business was in its best state, it was when we had this culture that people wanted to be a part of. So when you're coming to my basement on a Monday and you're like, I want to be part of that culture, it reminds you and infuses you that I want to be part of this. I love this.
Yeah.
Oh, every Monday, which I just realized I forgot to put this up. Every Monday I've been doing a contest where people comment and they're entered into a contest to win.
And so what is that for?
So I give out a seasonal shake that's sold out. I send it to them. But what the questions might be is, what's your favorite snack? What's the favorite way to enjoy that? What's your favorite shake? What's your favorite Isogenics product that's not in the 30-day system?
I see what you're doing. That's awesome.
And so it creates this, hey, it lets people be comfortable with commenting and posting in our group. We get so many comments. The last week was, hey, gratitude changes everything. Thank, the person, if you're thankful for the person that told you about Isogenics, would you give them a shout out? It was awesome. People felt so good. They want to share more because they're like, people are so grateful that I told them about Isogenics. I've got to tell more people. And then people saw that other people were grateful and they thought, wow, I wish someone was grateful to me for this. So I'd love to share this with people.
Yeah, you're making it normal. That's a great idea. Okay. Jessica, don't you just love that when you share the things that you're doing, like literally one thing, at least one thing is going to change at least one person's life when they watch this call later today. And it's going to change their business. It's going to change their posture, their confidence. It's going to change their life because they have this amazing gift, but there's like one hang up. There's one thing that they needed to hear. And every time you speak, I'm like, it's just gold. Everything is so good. And you share from the heart and you don't hold anything back, which is amazing because people want to know that you're real, you have struggles, and that your business went like this, and then maybe it went like this, but you stayed in the game and you realize that, and now you're going back to it. You're still successful, and I mean, what an amazing blessing that this is.
Well, thank you. We need to talk about it. I mean, I had a girl leave who was an executive. She was a 2-star executive, Crystal executive, and she was making a great income, and she left. And she left to go to another company. And for sure, you could focus on that, right? But one thing that I learned from Emily Vavra is that her business has never experienced anything but vertical growth. She's one of a handful of people in this company, 550,000 people, and think about there's less than 5 people that have ever experienced this. They talked about it at Top Achievers, but Emily's business has been like this the entire time she's in Isogenics. And she talked about what were the reasons. And I will tell you, I learned my business has never been better than when I really took heart in what she said. And one is, she does not give any attention or focus to drama.
Yeah.
You cannot derail her with drama. And I mean, her and Hayden had something that she talked about that it would have taken almost anyone out of the game. They would have taken their eyes off the ball and they would have focused on this
Yeah.
person that was creating drama in their business. She talked about how she did not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, someone leaving my business, right? I could have taken that really personally.
Yeah.
Instead, what I said is, I love this person. They're a friend, and I bless them and wish them so much success. I literally am cheering them on in their new venture. I think it's awesome, because if it's not for you, we don't need you here.
Yeah.
This is a volunteer army. I don't want people here that don't want to be here. But if you can be successful more somewhere else, then awesome. Let's do that, because ultimately I love you first. Yeah. Isogenics is secondary. I love people first. Mm-hmm. Right. And I want their success. I want her family's success. I think she's an awesome person. But what I will tell you is, since I have not let that been a focus. I could have felt bad. I could have said, I did something wrong. Why are you leaving? I miss you. I love you. I want you back. Yeah. I could have focused on that. I could have been like, oh, her poor team. Like, oh, this is terrible. Heck no. We literally focus on where we're going to go. And I will tell you, I mean, this is like, God gets every drop of glory for this, for that, for Emily speaking those words into me, for the ability to really focus in. But I will tell you what, boom in June, we should take a bus for people that are going to meet Jim and Kathy. There are so many people. Right. There are so many. I have a report. Someone said to me, I'm envisioning myself having a report like that, with God getting every drop of glory. Yeah. I will tell you that one of the things that I needed to hear was, if I would have focused over there, we wouldn't have needed a bus. We would have got there on a bike.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're going to take a bus because we focused in on the people that want to be here and attracting people that we could change their life. And I've never had such growth in my business than I have right now. Never.
I love that.
Never in my career at Isogenics. We have more people focused in on executive, and we will pop some. I have a girl that enrolled 30 people since May 29th. 30. My first cousin, and this is what your team should also hear, is my first cousin. I'm an only child, but she was raised like my sister. Mm-hmm. The closest thing to a sister I ever had. We're 11 months apart. We were together she's part of every childhood memory that I can ever tell you. She watched me for 3.5 years, mm-hmm. and not in a positive way. And I tell her now, I'm like, you did not like what I was doing.
Yeah.
It really affected our friendship. But I will tell you this, she has now joined me. She's enrolled 12 people for Boom in June. She'll be there next to me with Jim and Kathy. She grabbed Crystal Manager. She has a plan to hit Crystal Director by Sunday. And I have no doubt she will walk into celebration as a Crystal Executive. There's not even one question in my mind. But if I would have gotten taken out of the game.
Right.
Like somebody earning this 2-star, could be 3-star, massive team in action, walking away, you could get in your head and it could take you out of the game. Yeah. Do not let yourself be derailed or brought up and consumed by drama. If people want to bring you drama, walk away. I don't go there. I don't entertain drama.
Yeah, because when you do, you could miss out on someone else's life, on changing someone else's life. Like your cousin
makes room for more. When we have people that we're just stuck with, we're just not. And what I mean by that is when we have people that we're kind of like, I'm just holding you here, holding you so tight, you don't want to be here. I'm holding you. I'm holding on to drama. I'm engaging with it. I'm gossiping. I'm doing these things. I'm feeling sorry. I'm negative self-talk. Our vessel is full. It's full of all the wrong things. But when we let it go and we say, I don't entertain that, it makes room for more. People can come in. They feel that there's room for them.
Yeah.
There's no room for drama here. Not one. If you call me with drama, you will find that I will direct you elsewhere. I'm not doing that. I'm focused on growth. That's not where I want to go. I want to focus on and spend time on where I want to go.
I love that. Well, and everything that you talked about, like, lead this whole entire call. There's not enough room for any of that greatness. Who's with you over there?
My boy.
Hi.
One of my twins.
Hello.
Networker right there.
I love it. But yeah, everything that you talked about, it's like there would not be room for any of that greatness or for you to have any of that posture or confidence or conviction if you're so consumed with one person's drama.
Yeah.
And that can just it kind of plants this really weird seed in everybody else too. And you have to be so protective. This is your legacy. And not just anybody gets a piece of it. Like they have to want it like you do.
Yeah.
And that has so much honor. Yeah.
The devil will work to divide, to gossip, to get people's heads. They'll blame you. Don't take any of it on. Just
Yeah.
try to release it.
Well, and I don't want this to sound bad on Emily. I adore Emily, but like also just how encouraging that Emily's making 7 figures a year and still has stuff happen. So
if you would have heard her tell this story, I would have been hiding under my chair. Oh my word.
Yeah.
It's going to work people like her even more. But you would never know it, right? If you meet her, you'd think this is smooth sailing because she doesn't let it infiltrate her bubble.
Yeah.
Her team, externally, people that don't like the product, people that want to return, people that hate on her, will not infiltrate her bubble. She makes a very conscious decision. She really preys on that. And I support that so much. Yeah. And I see the value.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Well, I'm just thinking they talk all the time, like if you can't handle the noise at 1 star, you're never going to get to 2 star. And if you can't handle the noise at 2 star and so on, like you have to really be able to handle it every step of the way or you're never going to grow. So, yeah, hold on. Caleb, I'm in here, buddy. My 3-year-old just woke up and I think he's freaked out because he doesn't know where anybody is. So anyways, Jessica, if you have any other thoughts that you want to share on any of this, now would be a great time. That's all the questions I have for you, but I feel like I could talk to you for hours about this. So yeah, if there's anything else you want to use to wrap it up, we'd love to hear it.
What I'll just say is that there is 0 limits on what's possible with this. And today could be your breakthrough. Tomorrow could be your breakthrough. You're waiting. People are waiting for your greatness. And that's just what I'll say is that when you share this, families need what we have. And people are waiting for your greatness. They're waiting for you to get out of your head, get out of the drama, say, I'll rise above it. I've made room for more.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, you guys, if you have gotten even one amazing thing, which I know you have from Miss Jessica, shoot her a Facebook message, like send her some love, because seriously, for her to take time out of her Monday morning to share with us just like what has helped her be so successful, even like the dips, you know, and that's really important. We're talking a lot about the story behind the glory and being really open and transparent with people, and that's going to be a call we're going to do sometime next month. But just like really being open and authentic. You guys, Jessica is somebody I know so many of you look up to, and you see her on stage or you see her on calls and you're like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, I want to be like her. I want to be successful like her. What she's telling you is that you want to be successful like you. You can use what she's doing and you can use the verbiage and you can glean that motivation from her, but ultimately you need to be successful like you. Okay. And then she is someone that we partnered with. She's a part of our team. And we just love that we have these amazing people that are rising up and are willing to just spread this wisdom so that you can glean from it what you need to be successful like you. Okay, so whatever it is you got out of this, throw it in the group, share it, encourage other people, tag your friends in this call so that they can listen to it and watch it as well. And also know that this is real life, right? Like you've got to meet some of our families on this call too. You need a popsicle? Okay. It's 7 in the morning. We'll talk about it, buddy. Anyways, Jessica, thank you so much for your time and for your wisdom.
You're amazing. I'm so proud of you. Spirit of Isogenics. I love it. I cannot wait to celebrate you.
I know. It's 6 weeks. We'll see you in 6 weeks.
Sounds great.
All right. Thank you so much.